We think of Michelangelo as the carver of the David, the Pieta, the painter of the Sistine ceiling. Well, he completed the Sistine ceiling when he was 37 years old, and he still had 53 years to live and some of his greatest works to accomplish. Michelangelo was born an aristocrat, so he was not destined to become an artist at all. In fact, his father would have liked him to become an accountant or a cloth merchant. So really, Michelangelo became an artist and carved the famous Pieta in Rome at an age when most students are just graduating from college. After carving the Pieta and the David, he was considered the most famous sculptor in the world. Then at age 33, Pope Julius II asked Michelangelo to paint the Sistine ceiling. Michelangelo had never painted a fresco in his life. And suddenly he paints the greatest fresco of all time. At age 40, never having studied architecture, he builds the Medici Chapel and the Laurentian Library. He invents himself as an architect. At around age 50, Michelangelo becomes a poet. It's an unusual combination. The only other artist-poet of great stature is William Blake. And this is really a remarkable transformation. Michelangelo's final transformation came at age 71, when he was ready to retire and return to Florence. At that moment, Pope Paul III came to Michelangelo and said, "You're taking over the building of New St. Peter's." And one does not say no to a pope. Everything about St. Peter's was a mess. It looked more like a Roman ruin than a new church. It had been under construction for 40 years, but nobody had really considered the engineering problems of raising a dome 200 feet in the air. Michelangelo had to completely reorganize the worksite and start over from scratch. Despite the fact that he was in his 70s and his 80s, Michelangelo undertook this gigantic project, showing up to the worksite every day, climbing 200 feet into the air, helping to organize work crews. Because he was an old man, Michelangelo knew he was not going to live to see the building completed. And it was completed well after his death. But this was Michelangelo's greatest reinvention, the idea of the architect who surrounds himself with excellent people, people who know and can carry out his vision. So Michelangelo really is the inventor of the modern architect. From Bernini to Borromini, Thomas Jefferson to Frank Lloyd Wright, to architects of the 20th and 21st century, we all really follow in Michelangelo's footsteps.